Words of Sri Aurobindo. Spiritual life and choice of a career. All depends on the aim of the life. To one whose aim is to discover and possess the highest spiritual truth and the divine life, I do not think a university post can count for much, nor do I see that there can be any practical connection between them. It might be different if the aim were the life of a writer and thinker on the intellectual level only, without any higher flight or deeper seeking. I do not see that your unwillingness to commit yourself to this kind of work is due to any weakness. It is rather that only a small part of your nature, and that not the deepest or strongest part, would be satisfied with it, or with the atmosphere in which it would have to be done. In these matters, it is not the thinking mind, but the vital being, the life force and the desired nature, or some part of it at least, that usually determines man's action and his choice. When it is not some outward necessity or pressure that compels or mainly influences the decision. The mind is only an interpreting, justifying and devising agent. By your taking up this sadhana, this part of your vital being has had a pressure put upon it from above and within, which has discouraged its old turn of desires and tendencies, its past grooves, those which would have decided its direction before. This vital has, as its often one first result, fallen silent and neutral. It is no longer strongly moved towards the ordinary life. It has not yet received from or through the psychic center and the higher mental will a sufficient illumination and impulse to take up a new vital movement, run vigorously on the road to a new life. That is the reason for the listlessness of which you speak and the mistiness of the future. Destiny in Yoga. Destiny in the right sense applies only to the outer being so long as it lives in the ignorance. What we call destiny is only in fact the result of the present condition of the being and the nature and energies it has accumulated in the past, acting on each other and determining the present attempts and their future results. But as soon as one enters the path of spiritual life, this old predetermined destiny begins to recede. There comes in a new factor, the divine grace, the help of a higher divine force other than the force of karma, which can lift the sadhak beyond the present possibilities of his nature. One's spiritual destiny is then the divine election which ensures the future. The only doubt is about the vicissitudes of the path and the time to be taken by the passage. It is here that the hostile forces, playing on the weaknesses of the past nature, strive to prevent the rapidity of the progress and to postpone the fulfillment. Those who fall not because of the attacks of the vital forces, but because they put themselves on the side of the hostile force and prefer a vital ambition or desire, ambition vanity, lust, etc., to the spiritual siddhi. Spiritual opportunity. A spiritual opportunity is not a thing that should be lightly thrown away with the idea that it will be all right some other time. One cannot be so sure of the other time. Besides, these things leave a mark, and at the place of the mark there can be a recurrence.